Welcome back to the main event. I am Tasha, your host, and today we're going to step onto the track. We spent quite a few days talking basketball, but we're going to step into this heated debate that has the whole running world side-eyeing world athletics. Now, the 2025 Women's Track Athlete of the Year finalists were announced, and the internet did what the internet does. We are collectively kind of crashing out. Get into the crash out. Let's talk about who these semifinalists were. Semifinalists were Femke Bol from the Netherlands. You know, she runs the 400-meter hurdles, and she would kind of been in Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone's shadow for a few years, and she stepped outside of that shadow because finalist Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone moved over to the flat 400 meters for this season. She is a semifinalist because she kicked the door open with her 400-meter season. In fact, she capped it off with running the second fastest 400-meter of all time. This is her first year truly concentrating on this event, and she just kicked the door open. So yay, Sydney, right? But you have to talk about Melissa Jefferson Wooden as well. Of course, she is known for the short sprints, and she short sprinted this year, y'all. Nobody could catch her. As a matter of fact, she put together a season where she only lost one race. And if I've got to lose a race, I would rather lose it early in the season than at World Championship time. Because at World Championship time, Melissa Jefferson Wooden not only won the 100 meters, she won the 200 meters, and she won the 4x100 relay. That's 3 gold medals in 1 World Championship. No American woman had done that forever. I want to say nobody had done that ever in the World Championships. I could be wrong. Go ahead on and correct me if I am. But Melissa Jefferson had a historic season for an American, right? We also have Faith Kipyegon and Beatrice Chebet, who both are distance runners, who both put together immaculate seasons, and they broke records along the way. When I say broke records, Beatrice Chebet and Faith Kipyegon broke national meet and world records. All right, so, hey, well, even though that Femke Bol, and even though Sydney McLaughlin, and even Melissa Jefferson Wooden, even though they had very solid seasons, we ain't talking about breaking no records here, y'all. So, somehow, after a season that felt like a highlight reel built on top of another highlight reel, Faith Kipyegon, Beatrice Chebet, did not make the final shortlist. Let me say that again. You have 2 athletes who shattered records, and neither of them made the final shortlist. So people ain't just confused. We're furious, but let's get into it. This season gave us 2 of the most dominant distance performances we have ever seen. Not just strong, not just medal heavy. We're talking about historic, redefine the sport levels of excellence. Faith Kipyegon broke multiple world records. She controlled every big race that she touched. And then she went to Tokyo for Worlds and walked away with double gold in the 5,000 and the 10,000. That alone is a career season. For Faith, it was just a random Tuesday. Now, Beatrice Chebet wasn't far behind. She spent the entire year running like she had a grudge against the clock. She was consistent, she was commanding, and the betting favorite for most fans when award season rolled around. So when World Athletics revealed the finalist, and neither Kipyegon or Chebet was on the list, the entire distance community put their track spikes down and said, wait, what? And I'm still saying, wait, what? I still can't understand how we neglect the dominance that these women displayed on the track this year. And to be fair, again, Femcabo, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, they are monsters in their own right. Generational talent, especially Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, because if your best chance at winning a medal is if Sydney doesn't run, well, we have a generational talent. Femcabo continues to rewrite what the 400 hurdles looks like behind Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. Their seasons were excellent. Nobody is debating whether they had standout seasons, but here is the uncomfortable truth. Neither of them ran as often. They didn't even run as much as our Kenyan athletes, Chebet and Kipyegon. Neither put up as many record marks. Neither stacked gold medals at the rate that Faith and Beatrice did. And once fans lined up the resumes, it's not hard to see when you put them side by side that the argument shifted from a healthy debate to full-blown uproar. The question becomes simple. If the award is supposed to honor the most historic season, how do you justify leaving off the two women who quite literally made history? Now we get into the messy part of things, because some of us, the fans, the analysts, we talk about favoritism. It's a freaking popularity contest. This is about marketability, about the idea that geographic diversity took priority over pure achievement. Track people love receipts, and the receipts were loud. The fans heavily favored Faith and Beatrice. The final panel vote did not. And this is where the transparency issue comes into place. World athletics has never been great at explaining what the hell it's doing. It's never been great at explaining the math behind these decisions. So when these results look suspicious, which they do, we're left to fill in the blanks on our own. Now, of course, Kenya, the Kenyan Federation, they got statements, they've got questions. Journalists, they have questions. They want to know what is the selection criteria. The fans called out the structure of the voting council because it makes it look like fans really and truly have a say in this whole thing. And clearly we don't. Clearly we don't. The big question is, how much do we value distance running? Because these ladies put it all on the line and they leave it all on the track. Are we not valuing the effort that it takes to lay it all out on the track? I don't get it. Track, of course, because everything is about the clock. Track loves to market speed. It loves a clean, quick narrative. One race, one moment, one viral clip. The distance races don't get that same spotlight. It's a whole lot of strategy in between our viral clips. You know, even though distance races usually provide the most dominant champions, gotta have that moment that you can sell. Faith Kipyegon and Beatrice Chebet, they're not just good. They are also generational. They are the kinds of athletes that you could build a documentary around, right? When you ignore seasons like theirs, you tell the world that only certain types of excellence matters. And that don't sit well anymore. Not with fans, not with athletes, not in a sport trying to grow beyond the Olympic years. So, finalists are set, but the fallout has already pushed a larger conversation into the mainstream. If you look up and down your YouTube timeline, if you are in the track world, the track community, you're going to see a lot of people advocating for Faith Kipyegon, Beatrice Chebet, and wondering how they don't end up, at least one of them, as a finalist for Athlete of the Year on the women's side. People want more transparency. We want to know what goes into the panel's decision making on these things. We want criteria that makes sense. We want the award to reflect achievement rather than marketability, or politics, or popularity. It comes all the way down to two athletes. We want them to be the two most dominant athletes that are available. Because even by the argument, if you weren't going to have Kipyegon or Chebet, Jefferson Wooden should have been there as well. Before Femke Bowl, we should have been looking at Melissa Jefferson Wooden for her historic season. But as far as if you really want the best two in the world, it should have been Beatrice, Chebet, Faith Kipyegon. Final F and answer. Now, because the controversy is happening, the good news is it could do something for the visibility and the respect for distance running. It might do more than any marketing campaign that World Athletics could ever launch. World Athletics just got the biggest push and spotlight for distance running. Sometimes the storm is a spotlight. We will talk again about track, and I can try to continue to unpack how it can grow if it stops tripping over its own damn feet. So that's what I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hey, keep your eyes on this space for more pro women's sports news, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.